persevered throughout. You've worked intelligently. You've done your absolute best for what I think most of us would call the cause of justice in the law. And your production has been enormous in that respect, and much appreciated.
Alan is what is technically known as a shin kicker. That is to say, a natural contrarian. Dershowitz has swum against the tide in so many areas, from Israel to criminal procedure. He's not always right, but he almost always has points worth considering.
Underneath that public persona is one of the most caring, generous, genuine people I have ever met. And I am so proud, have been so proud to have had you as a teacher and as a colleague and as a lifelong friend.
Alan Dershowitz is a force of nature. I've seldom seen anyone stand up so clearly for what he believes is right in the face of all odds. And that's the mark of greatness. And you have been a great champion of law, of truth, and of the State of Israel. You want peace for the State of Israel, and you want justice for the State of Israel. And I can tell you that your many admirers around the world, including in this country, salute you on this day and say 2 words: thank you.
You have fought the good fight for so many causes with real moral courage, totally indifferent and undeterred by the criticism you sometimes faced. You've written wonderful books on Judaism, great books on Israel. And of course you tell the funniest jokes of any person I've ever met. In fact, my real favorite is the one you told me last time we met. You had apparently written a commentary on the book of Exodus. You sent it to your very religious uncle, rabbinical uncle, who read through it and said, "Alan, I only want you to change one word in the book." And you said, "What word?" And he said, "Dershowitz."
It's hard to imagine American Jewish life without Alan Dershowitz. It's very hard to imagine Jewish life in Boston without Alan's incredible presence. He's a friend to everyone who's in trouble. He's a friend to those who are oppressed. He refuses to accept the world's hypocrisy in their relationship with Israel, but he also is never blind to injustice in Israel, in the United States, or anywhere in the world. He's my hero.
I thought I would just say a few words about 3 of Alan Dershowitz's notorious passions. The first, the Boston Red Sox. Now, it used to be, when Alan was a fanatic Red Sox fan and the Red Sox were incapable of winning, that one could associate his affection for the Red Sox with his other attachment to lost causes. I think it was Earl Warren who said that he always reads the sports section first, because the sports section gives you people's achievements, where the front page gives you man's failings. The second passion is Alan's passion for teaching. I am one of many who had the privilege of being taught by Alan Dershowitz while I was a student at Harvard Law School, and there are few experiences like it. He treats students like peers. When we submitted papers, I took a class called The Sources of Justice in the Bible. He devoured student papers as if they were sort of interpretations by Maimonides. Third passion almost goes without saying, because the word justice and the cause of justice is almost synonymous with Professor Dershowitz.
I know Harvard's been around for a long, long time, but I'm not at all sure it's going to survive as well after Alan leaves. 50 years of contribution, not just to Harvard, but to the entire country. Alan, you're the best. I'm proud to have known you for a long, long time. You have a great conscience. Thank you.
Our first copy of my autobiography.
Oh, thank you.
Just got off the press today. Wow. Thank you.
I am in such awe of you. Have been so moved by your generous mentorship and advice over the years. And I wish you a wonderful, wonderful retirement, though I know you won't be resting much. Much love to you and your family.
As we all know, Alan is a very polarizing figure. People who know him and are his friend, well, they love him. Love him. People who don't know him and watch him on television defending psychopaths and murderers, not so much. Now, I'm in a completely different category because I'm actually a close friend who hates him. That's right. I cannot stand him. How can you like someone who every time you talk to him makes you feel like an idiot? The only time I ever feel stupid is talking to him. Every time I bring up something, he knows the answer to it. And he's right. He knows everything. He's a literal know-it-all. Even my best subject, baseball, he knows more than me. I'll mention some obscure player, and he'll know all the statistics. It's infuriating. I go home and I take it out on my children. They go, "What's wrong with you, Dad?" I go, "Dershowitz." I mean, it's just not fair that someone can be so smart and so nice. He's too nice. Makes me sick. Makes me feel mean. I'm not mean, but I feel mean around him. If I tell somebody I'll do them a favor, they invariably say, "Oh, Dershowitz already took care of it." At least the one thing I thought I had going for me over him was I was funny. I don't know anymore. The guy knows a million jokes. Every time I see him and we're with a group of people, he's telling jokes and making everybody laugh. I hate this man. If retiring from teaching meant he'd move to Israel and I never have to see or hear from him again, that would be great. But that's not the case. He's not going anywhere. He's still going to be everywhere, writing everything, reading everything, watching everything, knowing everything. It's not fair. It's just not fair. Enjoy your evening.